Hey there folks, Outdoor Wanderer here, back with another adventure. Today we find ourselves in the Flat Top Wilderness in Colorado, and I'm going to do 3 days on the Devils Causeway Loop. That loop's about 10.5 miles, but there's several small lakes in the middle of that loop that I'm going to visit and do a little fishing and exploring. So weather's in the 70s, lows anticipated in the 40s, some afternoon showers are called for the next few days, so we'll see what materializes. The main attraction is Devils Causeway, and make sure you stick around to see that. I'll just leave it at that. This is Stillwater Reservoir. This is the start of the loop. Since I got such a late start, driving 11 hours to get here. The plan is to go only about 1.5 miles in to the little Causeway Lake and stay there for the night, so I can get an early start tomorrow, which will be the majority of the miles on this trip tomorrow. So I didn't want to be up on Devil's Causeway late in the evening. I've got the ULA Ohm pack today. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite packs. I've got several pieces of gear that are luxury items, also some fishing gear. A little north of 30 pounds, includes everything, food and water, all camera gear and electronics. So that's not too bad. We'll just see how bad the altitude kicks my butt. But so far it isn't too bad. But I haven't really hit any kind of elevation gain yet. Right now we're sitting at 10,300 feet. Moving at like a snail's pace. I can't quit stopping to look around. It's so beautiful out here. Take a look. Well, I think we made it to Little Causeway Lake. The trail splits off here behind me and goes uphill that way and then down that way to the lake. This is Little Causeway Lake. Let's work our way around here and see if we can find a good camp spot. I think this is where we'll call it a night. Nice. So there was a look of what we've done since we started. Almost 2 miles in. I think it was about 1.5 miles up to the actual Devils Causeway, and if I remember right, I think the elevation of that is 11.8. So we've gained about 400 since we started, and we're at 10.7. So we've got 1,000 feet of elevation to gain in a mile and a half in the morning. So that'll be a good little climb. So I'm gonna get camp set up here and have a little snack. Then I might walk down and see if I can do a little fishing, depending on what time it is. So, well, while I was unpacking my tent, I discovered my wife was a little sneak and packed me a little surprise. That was awful sweet of her. She's a good woman. I'm a lucky man for sure. Well, I got camp set up. Thought I'd show you around a little bit, show you what gear I brought with me. I have the Big Agnes Copper Spur one-man tent, and inside I'm trying out a new sleep pad on this trip. It's the Nemo Tensor insulated pad. This will be its first outing, and got my pillow, of course, and then underground quilt, 20-degree quilt. Got the Helinox Chair Zero because the old man likes to be comfortable. Alright, well, I think I might walk down to the lake here and get me some water. I know I'm only at about 10,700, but I can definitely feel it. And things are a little harder than they normally would be. But so when I get up another 1,000 feet tomorrow, it ought to be interesting. So, but I can definitely feel I'm a flatlander. Water filtration for this trip, I'm using the Be-Free filter with a bag by Hydropack and then a couple smart water bottles, and works out really well. I'm really happy with the Be-Free filter. It's got great flow. Well, what do you say we head down and do a little fishing? Well, no luck today. Guess I'll get back to camp and have a little snack. Not really that hungry for a big supper tonight, so I'm just going to have a snack before I turn in for the night. Got a Packet Gourmet happy hour black bean dip, and then brought some chips for it. They mostly survived. They're a little crumbled up. I think I'll just dump them in there when it's ready, but we'll see how it is. This will be the first time I've had this. So. This only takes 5 ounces of water, and we're all ready to a boil. Here's what it looks like before in the water. Like I said, it only takes 5 ounces of water, and we let it sit for about 10 minutes. Well, I didn't show you what the bean dip looked like rehydrated, because frankly it looked like bear poop. but it is really good. I just crunched the tortilla chips up in it and eating it with a spoon, and it's really delicious, but it didn't look too appetizing. It's not quite dark yet, almost, but I've been up since 4 this morning to starting this trip, so I'm beat. So I'm going to call it a night, and we'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning. Morning of day 2. Had a decent night's sleep. Had a little bit of a hard time getting to sleep for some reason, not sure why, but once I did fall asleep, I had a pretty good night's sleep. I think it's about 50 degrees or so right now, so pretty comfortable. Getting ready to have me some breakfast and then get camp packed up and hit the trail. Today is crossing Devils Causeway, so it ought to be a fun day. Getting ready to have some breakfast, and what I'm having is some butter flavored grits and some coffee. When I get done with that, we'll get camp packed up and hit the trail. Really haven't had much problems with bugs out here. I treated my clothes and everything with permethrin before I left home, and then I put on some Ben's 30% DEET bug spray when I got to camp last night. I've seen a few mosquitoes flying around, but I haven't had any problems with them at all. Also haven't seen a whole lot of wildlife. A few squirrels talking to me last night, but other than that, it's been really quiet. Haven't seen much. But great trip so far. Backed up, heading out. This little spur trail off to the little Causeway Lake and back to the main trail, and then we're off to Devils Causeway. Here the trail splits off, 1119 that way, and Devil's Causeway that way. That kind of looks like the trail going pretty vertical up there. Not sure, but it kind of looks like it. Looks like a little bit of work still ahead of me. But man, is this beautiful. Mother Nature's making me work for the last little bit. This is pretty steep, this last quarter mile. I think we have made it. What you're looking at there, the smaller body of water, that's the little Causeway Lake that I stayed at last night. As you can see behind me, I believe this is the sketchy part of the trail. This is the Devil's Causeway, and this is the highlight of the trip. I'm going to put this main camera away so I can have my hands free, get the GoPro out with the head mount, hydrate up a little bit, make sure my legs are well rested, my pack snugged up, and my shoelaces are tied. Okay, here we go. Devil's Causeway. Slow and steady. Carefully pick my way across here. Yeah, you don't want to misstep right there. That wouldn't be good. Picking my path carefully. margin for error, that's for sure. I don't think I'm at the top of the world, but I think I can see it from here. Oh man, this is gorgeous. Where I came from. We're at just about 11,800 feet of elevation. I gained a little over 1,000 feet just on the 1.5 miles up here this morning. Well, we better get off here before we get a big gust of wind and blow my big ass off here. Whew. Oh yeah, that was the Devil's Causeway. But it really wasn't too bad. Just take your time, make sure you got 3, sometimes 4 points of contact. Pick your route carefully. It really wasn't too bad. Definitely gets the heart rate going. So it was a good time. Now I gotta see if I got service so I can let my wife know I survived. She is anxiously awaiting a text letting her know I made it across. Stopped for lunch, had me some salami and Baby Bell cheeses and some animal crackers. So I'm refueled, hydrated, ready to go. Push on to Mosquito Lake. I'm guessing that's maybe 4 or 5 miles. Without checking the map, I can't remember. Getting across Devil's Causeway, one good thing, I think we've hit our peak elevation, and everything from here on out should be downhill for the most part. You can see a few pockets of snow scattered throughout here, and I don't know if you can see over there, but there's a whole herd of sheep over there. I've seen some videos and comments talking about the sheepdogs being pretty protective, which of course is their job, but I haven't gotten close enough to encounter that yet. Looks like the trail runs to the left of the herd quite a ways, so shouldn't have any problems there. Couldn't ask for any better weather today. Got a decent breeze. It's cool. Just absolutely gorgeous. That's where we came from, and that was the Chinese Wall Trail. Now we're turning that way on the Stillwater Trail, and that should take us to Mosquito Lake. Found a spot, not too shabby. I was more than ready to stop. Just to recap what we did today. Let's see if we can see that. Started out at roughly 10,700 feet of elevation this morning. Went up to about 11,800, and now we're back down to 10,006. 7 miles from when we left Little Causeway Lake. Here's camp for night 2. Not a bad spot. Got a pretty decent view out the front of my tent. The only thing that concerned me a little bit is Mosquito Lake was over that way, and all of this is marshy area, and it is called Mosquito Lake. So I was expecting the bugs to be pretty bad, but not too bad so far. So I just thought I'd show you on the map what we've done, and we started here next to Stillwater Reservoir, and then we went up to Little Causeway Lake, where we camped last night, and then this morning all the way up and across the Devils Causeway, and then on around down here, and we're at Mosquito Lake now. I think it's only about 2.5 miles, something like that, back to Stillwater Reservoir. Anyway, that's the Devils Causeway Loop, and I highly recommend it. So we're going to try an experiment for supper tonight. I'm always trying to get creative with meals out on the trail. What I've got here is I dehydrated some leftover roast beef, and then I added a brown gravy powdered packet to that, and then I've got the mashed potatoes. So I'm going to try and rehydrate the roast beef and have a gravy with it, and then pour it over the mashed potatoes. We'll see if it works. Here's what it looks like. It looks good. The gravy turned out a little bit thin, but I'm going to taste some of it here and see how well the roast beef rehydrated, and I'll let you know. Needs a little refinement. Had really good flavor, but the roast beef, I probably should have let it rehydrate a little longer. It was kind of tougher than boot leather. Maybe even next time shred it up, so it wouldn't take very much to rehydrate it. So, but I think it's worth tweaking and making it a staple in the menu. So, but it had really good flavor. It was good. I went ahead and ate it all. Got tucked in just about the right time. It's starting to rain. I don't know if you can hear it or not. It's pretty light right now, so we'll see how much we get. Got camp packed up early enough today that I think I'm just going to do the 2 or so miles on out of here and head on home. With the 11-hour drive home, I was trying to plan it to where I wasn't home too late, but I think it's going to work out that I'm going to get out of here early enough that the drive will be alright. The little sprinkles we got last night didn't really amount to much, just off and on, real light. Everything was dry this morning, so it wasn't too bad. Just another perfect morning. Wow. Woke up, it was just a little bit chilly, but once you got moving around, getting camp packed up, it was good. And now on the trail, it's just cool enough to keep you from working up a sweat, and it's just beautiful. Yeah, I was just thinking, on the way out here I came through Yampa, little bitty town, and saw a diner there. I believe it was called Penny's Diner. Kind of looked like an old-fashioned diner. I think I might hit that up on my way out of here. Get some good cooking. If it's interesting, I'll share it with you, but we'll see what it's like. This is the first week of September, and obviously I missed the peak of wildflower season, but I bet if you catch it in its peak, I bet it's really, really beautiful down in here. Our adventure's come to an end. We're back at the parking area at Stillwater Reservoir, and I would say that the Devils Causeway Loop is a highly recommended trail. It's a beautiful area. We've got open areas with wildflowers, forested areas, plains, mountainous areas, challenging terrain. It's just absolutely beautiful. Highly recommend you come check it out. And really anywhere in the flat top wilderness, there's trails abound out here. Just pick you up a map and make your own adventure. And until the next Outdoor Wonder adventure, take care. Well, here's Yampa. Like I said, it's a pretty small town. So we found our way to Penny's Diner. Let's go in here and see if we can rustle up some grub. That would be the hearty breakfast. They weren't kidding. Well, that was Penny's Diner. Boy, that was more food than I could polish off. It was really, really good. I don't know if that was Penny doing the cooking or not, but it was really good. Highly recommend if you find yourself in Yampa, stop at Penny's. It's kind of one of those old school diners. It's cool.